Welcome to Renovation Radio, the show where we talk about all things home renovation, from budget to design to execution. Whether you're a DIYer or you're working with a contractor, we've got you covered. I can't read that. Hi, I'm your host, Micah Weeks, and... Hi.
Hi, I'm Denise Sabia, and together with Mike Bowman, we're your hosts for Renovation Radio. Mike and I are passionate about helping people create the home of their dreams. So if you're thinking about remodeling your home, or if you're just looking for some inspiration, be sure to tune in to Renovation Radio. We're here to help you make your dream home a reality. I'm so happy you came in here. So we all get a break, 10 days off. It's long this year.
What are you talking about?
Monday through Friday off, and then we have Monday and Tuesday off.
We have
New Year's Day is on a Monday, right?
Yeah.
It's on the calendar.
Yeah, we come back Tuesday.
The calendar says we're off. Look on the calendar.
It's usually 9 days.
Yeah, we come back on the Tuesday. New Year's Day is Monday.
But it's on the calendar.
Good luck with that one.
Just don't come in. See if anyone notices.
You just fix the glitch.
Everyone notices when I'm not here. Because then as soon as I come in, everyone bombards me. I'm like the husband getting home from work, and the wife is like, blah, 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 blah. You know? Do you get that when you go home?
No. I get he found his way home again, kids.
Do you know what I mean? Like you walk in the door and...
No, I think people know generally not to start not to be bombarding us right away. I mean, Catherine will say hi. There's a lot of like, hi, how are you guys? But I don't feel like they know to stay away for a little bit and let us get situated.
Well, I got to learn that. No, I'm in the runway. Even if I have my do not disturb thing on, the other day I put a Post-it on. And I said,
have a do not disturb
don't.
thing?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Like, I really want to work when I'm here. I like socializing, but I really do want to work. I'm like, Micah and I are like opposites. I'm happy and friendly. You're like the, who's the guy on the Christmas, that big abominable snowman? Does he have a name, or is this the abominable snowman?
The Bumble.
The Bumble. I was going to do, if we ever do a Hearthbeat again, I was going to match up people with, like, the Christmas shows, like Herbie and the Bumble and Hermie. How old are your kids? You have one, and then your wife has one.
19 and 20.
2 boys?
Mm-hmm.
Do they still live at home with you?
No, one of them does.
Which one?
The 20-year-old.
God, I can't wait for my kids to leave.
I'm glad we had kids later in life, and I really dread the day they leave.
I feel exactly the opposite. I'm glad I had kids when I was young.
How old are
I'm
you?
going to be free soon, 43.
You had kids at 23? It'd be like you having a kid next year. And you and I are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, and by like this time next year,
where's he
I'll
going to
be
be?
Done. I don't know.
Well,
That's for him to figure out. He's not going to be in my house.
He has a timeline of when he has to get out? How did you say that to him?
You need to be out. This is my house. You
What's
can't
the
live
date?
here anymore.
What's
By like next summer.
What's he going to do?
I don't know.
You know something.
He'll probably buy a condo or something.
What does he do for a living?
Details cars.
What? I want him to detail my car. Is he mobile?
Mobile enough. I mean,
Does he come to your
He works at
parking
Thompson
lot?
Toyota right now. He will come and do your car if the money's right.
Well, do you know one time I was organizing it for the whole office, and everybody wanted to do it. He should come do that. Does he work Monday through Friday at Thompson Toyota?
Yep.
Oh, well then it wouldn't work because nobody's here on the weekend.
Yeah, and he usually makes more money detailing there than he would on his own.
Clearly,
anyway.
if he's going to buy a condo, I can't even buy a condo, and I'm 53.
Well, if you lived at home and could save $2,000 a month
Yeah.
for the next year, you could probably buy a condo.
Do you believe we're 10 years apart? When's your birthday?
April 2nd.
Oh my God, we're 10 years apart. I don't feel like we're 10 years apart. Do you? I'm like, can you come over to my house and tell my kids to get out?
Sure.
I know, they would all be the greatest. Lucy'd like fight them. That would be great. You would love Lucy. She might be like the daughter you never had.
I don't want a daughter.
I know, neither do I. Have 2.
And I never did.
She's your daughter. She really is. She is like dry and witty, and she will like cut you. She can keep walking. It's just like you. It's like everybody loves her, and she will like poison your coffee, and they still love her.
We had a friend, you were talking about moving out. We were at, I think it was his graduation party or his 18th birthday party. And his parents gave him a big envelope. And they're like, here, this is your present. And he opened it up, and it was like $5,000 cash. And he's like, oh, my God, thank you so much. What am I going to do with this? He's like, it's simple. You're going to move your ass out of my house. And he's like, what? And he goes, time for you to hit the road. That's a start for you to find an apartment and start your own life. And he goes, you need to learn how to be an adult. And we were like, whoa. But it was great for us because we always had a place to party. Okay, so when the money is all yours and not donated or a lesser burdened rate of your wallet, we have all kinds of different issues that do go on in jobs, and we're going to figure out how we solve them. There's personality issues to begin with, and Mike is going to talk more about what him and I go through to oversee what goes on when there's an issue coming.
I love it when Micah's involved in an issue.
Because he just jumps right in. And
He does. He jumps right in, but, there's always some side jokes to be had. And
So, Micah, we hear issues all day long from different people. When do we normally find that is the jump-off point to get in front of the customer?
Usually when they get emotional. The project manager should ideally be trying to mitigate anything that happens, turning that issue into a positive for the customer. Anytime we have an issue, we should be viewing it as an opportunity to make a big impression, because it's not really about avoiding issues. We're always going to have them. Obviously, we want to keep from causing issues, avoiding what we can. We're always going to have them, and we need to turn them into an opportunity to make a really big impression on our customers.
Wasn't it you said the other day in our training, everybody does good carpentry. It's what you do when it goes wrong that makes you a better company.
That's right.
There are many instances anybody can do carpentry, but not everybody can mitigate unforeseen circumstances as well as other people do. That's one thing we do well here at Harth, getting situations solved with different people.
Right, because people think you just wave your magic wand like on a TV show, and you come in with a design, and then the contractors come in and everyone falls madly in love with each other, and they renovate their house, and then they're hanging out afterwards having a beer, and sometimes it's not true.
HGTV has scorned people thinking it's so much cheaper. And like what I didn't know until we were on the TV show together is they don't count all the donations that people are giving to the
I was ordering like $3,000 toilets from Kohler.
Yeah, this is
Just
Mike
'cause I
and
could.
Marissa. They breed Siberian hamsters. Their budget is $5 million.
Yeah, I saw that on the Facebook.
Where they'll tell you how much they did a renovation for, and it's not the real cost.
No, it's not.
Because they didn't pay for cabinets, and they didn't pay for any of the Kohler accessories.
And they don't know, like, they're putting in $75,000, and
Right.
it is like literally.
And the contractor's doing it for cheap just to be on the show.
Yeah, you are getting this quickly, whether it's great or not. Remember, we interviewed a painter on a TV show, and he's like, "Yeah, no, that doesn't have to be dry." We're like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I'll paint right over the spackle. You don't see it on TV." He did other TV shows up in New York, and they wanted to use him on ours, and it's like, hey, these people are local to us. Like, I'm not doing that. And he's like, I'll just paint right over it. You'll never tell that it was wet spackle. I'm like,
Yeah, right until
No.
the paint starts peeling off.
yeah.
Right.
And
It's cliche to say you get what you pay for, but
Yeah.
you get what you pay for.
You really do.
Construction's always more expensive than you think. It's usually more expensive than I think. I mean, the HGTV, the extreme home makeover, like, it's not the truth.
Yeah.
It's not the truth any more than The Bachelor is
Right.
the truth.
And then you're working with people who have no construction experience. So a lot of times, if we talk about budget, somebody will say like, I was thinking $60,000. And I'll say, okay, how did you come up with that number? I don't know. It sounds like a good number for the project.
Yeah,
I'm
what
talking
half
about.
of your kitchen would you like us to do?
Right. Well, they're not in construction at all. They just randomly pick a number. I'm like, that's the amount you want to spend?
Another thing, too, is let's just say we're redoing a bathroom from even the 80s. The codes are so different now that once we touch that bathroom and have to bring it up to code, even just running a single home run, which is required by code,
You have to tell
can
them
go
what a home
all
run
the way
is.
down through the. I'm sorry.
No one knows what you're talking about.
A direct line from your breaker box to the bathroom switcher outlet that is now required. It's dedicated to just that outlet. That means we might have to go through 2 stories of drywall, walls, and anything in between to get that up to code. So there's a lot of nuances that customers, again, like Micah said, you watch us on TV and, oh, look how easy that went in, and they want to charge me $80,000 for a master bath.
They tend to want an extremely high level of service and forget about the overhead that comes along with that.
Right.
Like all the staff we have here, and those are the things that make us able to deal with issues.
And we're not going anywhere. John Doe in a pickup truck and disappear into the night.
Right.
Harth Builders is not going anywhere.
Well, our best clients are people who have gone through an unhappy renovation with someone else or a different way of doing it. And then they appreciate everything that goes into it. Micah, tell us about a time, a worst client story, your favorite type. What's your favorite type of client to deal with?
The favorite type of client is one who wants to work with us.
Who wants to be the team?
Doesn't expect us to work for them, doesn't expect us to cater to their every whim, but wants to be a partner in the process. That's what really makes for a good renovation. We can design till the end of the earth, and it won't always come together perfectly. Sometimes in real life, things don't work the way they do on paper. The clients that are understanding of that and can be flexible and can, move on the fly.
You're going to be the voice of Harth. What do you think? You have to deal with a lot of personalities. How many PMs are under you that you handle?
Right now, 4.
4. And they all have
very different personalities.
4 different personalities. What is your favorite type of personality to work with internally? Like if you were, for PMs, what's your favorite type of personality?
I'll be honest with you, to answer this question, having had Micah's job and now, I don't want to say above Micah, but in a
different position.
A different position.
Okay, Mike's favorite.
The favorite type of PM I like to deal with is the one that I don't have to deal with. Yeah, if they can't self-sufficiently run a job with everything we have to offer here, there's probably an issue.
Right.
Now, we usually give our PMs about 9 months to a year to get up to speed because there's a lot of processes. But the people we promote from within that are familiar with those processes, the least time me and Mike have to spend with them is more time we get to spend preparing a job that's on paper currently. So my favorite client in PM are the ones I have to deal with least, and there's a reason for that.
That's a very good answer. I like that, dealing with them the least. That's why you like me as a salesperson, but you deal with me the most.
Yeah, I don't know who you're kidding. When you start seeing doors shut as you're walking down the hall, that should be a good hint.
Michael, what's your favorite personality to work with internally?
I think
Besides
what Mike
me.
said is true, but it's got to be someone who is on the ball, constantly prepared, ahead of time. That's what makes a good project manager.
Yeah, I don't think the customers realize how much me and Mike, we're both PMs, and our current PMs are doing at night.
Right.
There's people that are up till 12 o'clock at night looking into your project.
Project manager is the hardest position in the company.
Yeah, I would not want to be a project manager.
It's
no.
nonstop.
For sure.
I used to email myself up to 12 o'clock at night to remember stuff for the following morning.
Yeah.
And then I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and can't go back to sleep because I'm thinking of these things. And like for me, I had a job that didn't go well. And that was one of the worst things for me to have to swallow. Is it wasn't really anything that anyone did, but all the time and effort I put into making sure it went well was pushed aside for an external company to just tread all over.
Yeah, sometimes it starts to not go well, and even though you try to intervene, you start to lose trust with the client, and then they start to micromanage and analyze everything, and then it's like you can't do anything right once they lose trust.
Let's be fair. There are times we've had customers being upset that were completely legitimate.
Totally.
That
I'm
we've
like,
had
"Dude,
to come
you're not
back
kidding."
here and be like, you're done. We're going to
Right.
take over and finish this out or do whatever. It's not working properly. Client is always first. Some like to be communicated with on a micro level and some on a macro level. We have clients that want to pay and not have, this is what I pick, tell me when it's done.
Yes.
And then we have other clients that are like, I want to know what size screw you're using, what color, before and after, before I make a choice. Some people just don't have that foresight from paper to reality.
And some people also just aren't able to trust the vision of the design. Like, I'm the same way with selecting things. I've been painting my kitchen for longer than I'm going to admit
Oh,
on
show
tape.
us pictures.
No. And even when it comes to picking a white for the trim, I went through 6 cans of paint to find the right white.
Could you imagine
And I
being
understand
married
that.
to him?
But I would probably love for a designer to come tell me what color it needs to be. So
Would
I
you?
don't have to pick. And some people just don't trust that.
Then why don't you ask a designer here to tell you?
Because I wouldn't pay for that.
They're not going to charge you. I'll pick
And I
it
certainly
then. Can I
wouldn't
pick
ask
it?
anyone to work for free because I wouldn't work for anyone for free.
Oh, well, how's it? You can owe me a favor. I'll pick the white trim.
No, thank you. I said designer.
Oh, shots fired.
He's out. Wait till I edit
Shots
this and make you look bad.
fired. Yeah, and I don't think clients realize, and listen, we want to give them what makes them happy. There's a direct correlation to higher costs and longer scheduling when that starts to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to have to do it, but we will do it as long as there's the realization that your change is going to cost money and a schedule delay. If you get a client that understands that, we're good.
I think another one, before it even gets to the project, which in the beginning, it was a hassle for us in sales, that we do a production review. And how would you describe the production review?
Essentially, that meeting me and Micah wanted to make sure is it's a protection meeting for both Harth and the client.
I agree.
Are our numbers correct? Is our scope correct? Is the materials we're using there correct? That essentially is a protection for both Harth and the client, and also to make sure that it's lined up properly. Because if we
That it makes sense to everyone building
it
it.
saves money for us to put all this time in beforehand so that we don't have to see mistakes in the field or changes in the field.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, and that's what me and Micah wanted that meeting to be about.
I love it. I think it's a great addition, even though most of the time I'm cringing because mine always come out costing more money than when they went in.
Well, when we miss things in scope or plans before that review, they are going to come out
Exactly.
more expensive.
Right, eventually
And
it
had
catches
we
up
not
with you.
caught that then,
Right.
it would end up either costing us money or it would be a surprise to the customer. Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot this.
I'd rather
Can you
surprise
pay
them
us
now.
for it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It
It's
makes
not
it
a
fair.
great look.
Yeah, it makes it fair for both of us and the client. And
Mm-hmm.
we never used to do those before, and now we found them very successful for everybody.
I agree. I like them now. It's a little bit of a challenge. I like going in and like not having a lot of edits to mine.
Well, you like to think
Hardly
you
ever.
went in 100%, but no
Right.
one goes in 100% on anything. Like
Right.
there's stuff we missed and we start a job, and like we've said, you are always going to find something. You open a wall, we can't find out what's behind it till we do it.
Right. We don't have X-ray vision.
Yeah. If they made something that we could x-ray behind the wall, you'd be a millionaire. You wouldn't have to be in construction, and everybody would be happy.
That's all for today's episode of Renovation Radio. Thanks so much for listening. Hope you learned something new about remodeling and you're feeling inspired to start your own project. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment on our website or send us an email. Don't forget to subscribe to the show so you don't miss any future episodes.